Hey guys, how you doing? Chad here, aka MrCTB, and I just want to welcome you guys to my second channel. Um, on this channel, I'm actually going to be dedicating this channel to reviews for wrestling, specifically the WWE. I'm a huge WWE fan, and starting with this first video, I'm going to be doing reviews and predictions for the pay-per-views throughout the year and hopefully into the future in future years. And I'm also going to be doing reviews of Monday Night Raw that's on every week. I have not decided if I'm going to do SmackDown yet, but I might. But I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do Raw and the pay-per-views. So I'll be doing predictions and then reviews of every pay-per-view. And then for Raw, I'll be doing reviews. So this is going to be the first video that I'm doing. And last night was Payback. And before I get into match by match, I'm going to go in the order the matches occurred. And I'm just going to kind of give a little brief of a little bit of my insight and how I thought of the match. Overall, considering that the WWE World Heavyweight Championship was not on the line last night due to Daniel Bryan's neck injury, overall, I thought it was a pretty decent pay-per-view. I thought there was some good quality matches. A lot of people, I was looking on my Twitter last night, and a lot of people kind of disagreed. There were a lot of people who really didn't agree that it was that great of a pay-per-view, but honestly, like I said, considering that the title was not on the line, I thought it was pretty good. I thought the matches were very decent. The two matches I was looking forward to, John Cena and Bray Wyatt in that Last Man Standing and the Shield versus Evolution. I thought they delivered. I think the Shield versus Evolution match delivered a little bit more than John Cena versus Bray Wyatt, and I'm going to get into this further as I go down the line. I think the John Cena and Bray Wyatt fight there could have been a little bit more to it, but either way, I still thought both those matches, which were the two marquee matches for the night, I really thought they really did a pretty good job with them, honestly. But I think there could have been a little bit more. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, especially with the WWE. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this real quick. So, all right, the first match of the night, which was during the pre-show, which for those of you who have WWE Network are able to catch this, I am a subscriber to WWE Network, and I was able to catch this match, was El Torito and Hornswoggle in a one-on-one match, and it was a mask versus hair match. For those of you who have been keep up with WWE and don't just usually just watch it for the pay-per-views and all that, you would know that El Torito, they're kind of doing this little like comical thing with El Torito and Hornswoggle. El Torito being backed up, he's the little sidekick for Los Matadores, and then you got Hornswoggle, who's been rolling around with 3MB for a while. And it's kind of really been this like little comical thing because you really can't say it's a real rivalry because, well, let's be honest, El Torito's been kicking Hornswoggle's ass every week it seems. Hornswoggle really hasn't been able to get El Torito's number, and it's kind of just been made into like this little like comical laughing show that they do. But either way, honestly, I enjoy watching these matches very much. They're extremely, extremely entertaining, in my personal opinion. In all honesty, and I think this one was no different than the previous ones, but in the end, El Torito did win. I wasn't gonna be too surprised. I'm not very surprised at all. I don't think anybody was, because Hornswoggle cutting his hair is not as big a deal as El Torito taking off his mask, so we didn't really expect that to happen. There was a point though in the match where Hornswoggle did try to rip off El Torito's mask, only to realize that he had another mask on underneath, and I thought that was hilarious. And then from that point, that opened it up for El Torito, who then was able to finish off Hornswoggle, win the match, and then Hornswoggle had to have his hair cut by El Torito, and that was hard to watch. It was really, really funny, but I feel really bad for Horns. He didn't even shave the man's whole head. But yeah, Hornswoggle kind of has he's looking like Paul Heyman a little bit right now. But anyway, So that was pretty much it. I don't really, I don't think I really need to get too into that one. The next match was the United States Championship match, Sheamus versus Cesaro. And before, when I was watching this with my friends, I had a really good feeling that this was probably that had a very good chance to be match of the night. Even though it wasn't one of the top matches, I think it definitely had it had the superstars that were two high quality superstars that could deliver and give us a great match. Because let's be honest, Cesaro is on fire right now. I'm really into Cesaro. He has Paul Heyman lift him because his mic skills are pretty poor. So he really doesn't have much of any mic skills at all. So that's obviously why they have Paul Heyman cling to him right now, and let him do all that, because Paul Heyman, his mic skills are ridiculous. I mean, let's just be honest. It's very entertaining to listen to him talk, and he's perfect for Cesaro because his mic skills are so weak. But he goes up in this match against Sheamus. I had a pretty strong feeling that Sheamus was going to win this match, and a lot of people did as well. Just because Cesaro is getting such a huge push right now, with the whole, being the fact that Brock Lesnar isn't around, so Cesaro is the only Paul Heyman guy around right now. So obviously Cesaro is very talented in the ring. He's very strong. His strength is absolutely nuts. This guy has the physique of a champion for sure, and he's definitely going to be continuing to get this huge push as the year goes on. So he's not ready yet to be in the title picture, honestly, personally, in my opinion, but he's definitely very close, and he's going to be, I'm sure, by the end of the year. By the next WWE calendar year, so by next WrestleMania, he should be in the main title picture for sure. And I'm sure, of course, a lot of people will expect him to possibly go up against Brock Lesnar at the next WrestleMania in a Paul Heyman guy kind of thing. But yeah, Sheamus does win this match. Lift the small package of dirty, little pin. Not a surprise because Cesaro really wouldn't be able to get this push if he was the United States champion. It really wouldn't make any sense. So not a big surprise there. Sheamus keeping the title. After catching Cesaro by the surprise, after he does a pretty long, he does his signature swing. He did it to, I believe, on a 20 count, which is usually it's only a 10 count. So so he catches him off guard with that one, and then is able to pick up the pin. So that was pretty much it. We don't really need to get into that. Next match, another one, just another filler match. Ryback versus the Rhodes Brothers. Now, although this was a filler match, it kind of pretty much, I think, gave us the breakup between the Rhodes Brothers, which is obviously something that's been anticipated for a while, and we knew it was coming. It was just only a matter of time. But I think last night, it wasn't the strongest way they could have showed it, the most definite way. But, I'm pretty sure they split up last night, from what I was told. Ryback was able to defeat the Rhodes Brothers. Obviously, the Rhodes Brothers have been losing pretty much every match they've been in, basically, over the past couple months. And this split has been pretty imminent. And after the match, Cody Rhodes tells his brother, Goldust, that he deserves a better partner. So I'm assuming that this is going to lead into a feud between the two brothers, and they're probably going to wind up, most likely, at one of the next upcoming pay-per-views, they're going to go into a one-on-one match against each other, which I'm assuming Cody Rhodes is probably going to win. And I wouldn't be surprised if Cody Rhodes got a little bit of a push in the next, coming up for the rest of this year. It's, probably nothing more than the mid-card, but there's probably the high mid-card. So I definitely expect, I wouldn't be surprised, but it's also, we don't know for sure. Cody Rhodes has the talent, but they really haven't really ever gave him that huge push. So, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out. So, after that, we had Alexander Rusev and Big E. I was expecting a lot more from this match. I knew Rusev was not going to lose, but I was also expecting this match to be a little bit more. Big E obviously gave Rusev his hardest match yet, for sure. Rusev's been pretty much going up against jobbers, and excuse me. So yeah, Rusev, up to this point hasn't had that huge test yet. But so Big E has given him the closest thing to a really hard test so that we've seen. But Rusev's obviously not ready yet for that huge push that we're all expecting to come. I don't know how long it's going to take. It may take a little while, but him and Big E will probably go into Money in Bank still feuding, so they'll probably feud for the next month. probably rematch at Money in the Bank, and then I think that'll be the end of that. And then Rusev may at that point move on to someone bigger. It's very, very possible. I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen, but we're not know. So I guess we'll have to wait and find out on that one. But it's definitely coming for sure. But yeah, I did not expect Rusev to lose this match one bit. So, all right. So next we have well, it was supposed to be Bo Dallas and Kofi Kingston, but for those of you that watched, that match never happened. It ended in a no contest because Kane interrupted and decided to pretty much take out Kofi Kingston. So kind of disappointed with that because I think the whole Bo Dallas gimmick thing is hilarious and I'm enjoying it. I enjoy every second of watching his matches. It's very, very funny. And I'm not a Bo lever, but I definitely enjoy watching him do his little gimmick, and I think it's pretty hilarious. So I get a kick out of it. A lot of people do too. But there's no doubt the man can wrestle though. Nonetheless, I mean, obviously his whole gimmick is kind of like, overshadowing that. But so yeah, this match never happened, so there's really not too much we can talk about here. It would have been nice to see Bo Dallas fight in a match. I'm surprised that he didn't get this happen during his match, but it did. So I guess we're gonna have to move on from that one. So next we had the Intercontinental Championship match between Bad News Barrett and RVD. Another match where it wasn't, it was kind of like you didn't really expect Bad News Barrett to lose. Just because he's getting such a huge push right now, and you really don't, wouldn't expect RVD to win the championship again, and especially because he's like one of the older superstars, one of the veterans in the whole thing. If they're trying to make this push with the younger guys, but yeah, the kind of role that he's on, how they just brought him back like into the actual card, instead of doing his little I've got some bad news thing that he did for so long. It really didn't make much sense for him to lose, but nonetheless, it was still a decent match. RVD, it wasn't like he just went out there and just whooped RVD's ass. RVD gave him a little bit there, especially when he went for the bullhammer elbow and lift on RVD and actually wound up hitting the post. They kind of tried to make it look grim a little bit, but he never really looked like he really was going to come close to losing the title. He did counter roll away from a 5-star Fog Splash, and stuff like that, and then he was able to eventually get the bullhammer elbow on RVD and win the match. But it didn't really ever look like he was in great danger. So there was that. So that was pretty much it for that. So now we're going to start getting into the main matches. But actually, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to skip one match. I'm going to skip over to John Cena match, and I'm going to come back to it because I'm going to talk about the Divas Championship match real quick. Once again, another match. Really, there was a chance Paige could have lost the title here, but we didn't really expect it. Alicia Fox, just because it was against Alicia Fox, we didn't really, she's not really Diva Championship. I don't want to say material. She could be the Divas Champion, but not right now with the other kind of Divas that there are. Honestly, I didn't even think she deserved this match. I didn't really understand why they did this with her. I think there's other Divas who would have made more sense for Paige to go up against here at a pay-per-view and a title match. I don't know why they're, the whole thing with like Alicia Fox going on like this freak chimp out shit as she's been doing every week. Kind of bringing a little bit of humor and light to the Divas division, but it's until AJ Lee comes back and her and Paige go at it, nobody really is gonna care. So they're probably just gonna keep Paige the champion for now, and I don't think that comes as a surprise to anybody at all. So yeah, but Alicia had Paige had her number for most of the match. Did pretty much another just underdog kind of thing of Paige, where she's getting her ass kicked the whole match, and then at the end she just gets her nice little Paige Turner submission, and that's pretty much was it. So no shock there. So I'm gonna skip over that now. So now we can go back, and now the last two matches were finally the main ones: John Cena and Bray Wyatt, Last Man Standing. I was hoping for this to be match. I thought. Because I'm pretty sure there's a pretty good chance this might be the end of the Cena Wyatt thing. We're not, we won't know. We'll probably find out tonight on Raw in a couple hours. Or actually, about an hour and a half, actually, my time. We're going to find out this is the end, indeed, of the Cena Wyatt feud, which I think it should be. I don't know really how much further they can go with this. But Um, I was really, I think this match could have been better. I'm not disappointed. I just think it could have been there, could have been done a little bit more, and I think there was a little too much focus on uh, the outside than the actual match itself and the match that was on hand. Like, I think the focus should have been a lot more on Cena and Wyatt than the Usos and Harper and Rowan. Um, I think they put a little too much emphasis the outside influences of the match and didn't really focus on the actual match itself. Because especially if this is indeed the end of the Cena Wyatt feud, I think there was not enough focus on Cena and Wyatt. Um, Nonetheless, I thought this match really could have gone either way. Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if Wyatt won this match. But of course, WWE how they are with Cena. They got to put him on that Super Cena status once again, and they're not ready for it. They're just holding his hands. Not really holding his hand, but stuff. They're just holding on to that. They're really not ready for him. Everybody's waiting for him to actually lose a feud and actually be put down. But they're just not ready for that. And I get it a little bit, but at the same time, because I've always loved John Cena. I've fallen for that trap, and I've always been intrigued by him and enjoyed watching him. I just think he's honestly a great wrestler and deserves it. He's the face of the company for a reason. But obviously, the people need change. It's time for change every now and then. I get it, but I mean, I still enjoy all his matches, and I think he's a great wrestler and deserves to be the face of the company. And I totally understand why they're not ready to make him lose. They're not really ready to set him off yet, and actually have him lose and not do this whole Super Cena thing. But at the same time, I'm not bothered by it as much as other people are. So but back to the actual match. I think a lot of people are saying the ending wasn't really good. I just think maybe the match didn't really get to a point where I think like I said, the match was, I don't want to say too short, but the match didn't really, I guess like you could say the match didn't develop into a full circle as it could have. And also the fact, like, I guess when the Cena AA'd Wyatt into that box and then put the other box on top of him and stood on it, Wyatt didn't even fight out of it. I've been hearing a lot about that too. So that does make a lot of sense. I understand that too. Like, there really was no, fight. Like, Wyatt just laid there and that was it. The 10 count. That was the end of the match. But, like, the thing, like, what I'm saying is, like, the match did not develop into a full circle. I'm not saying, like, literally from sense of, like, time. I think the length of the match wasn't short or long. I just think that as the match as a whole didn't develop. It didn't show. And I think I was expecting them to, like, go straight full out backstage brawl, like out into the street or something. And unfortunately, we really didn't get any of that at all. It really didn't even leave the ring, like the whole basic area of the ring, only at the very end, and it only lasted like 30 seconds. Lived them on the outside. I was very disappointed in that, from that aspect. And I really thought it could have gone a lot more than that. For all I care, they could have gone all the way to the Blackhawks game and go beat up CM Punk or something, for all I care. But yeah, I think from that aspect, the match definitely lacked, for sure. And then with the finish, with Bray Wyatt not even trying to fight out of that, just kind of just laying there accepting his defeat, I didn't really understand that too much as well. But other than all that that I've said, the match was pretty decent. There was a lot to it. Obviously, you could, Cena just finally decided that, what, I can't be the good guy anymore. I gotta beat Wyatt's ass. Like, this guy is gonna beat my ass if I don't take action and go and beat his ass. I have to retaliate. I can't be this good guy. I'm not gonna use weapons. I'm gonna just try to wrestle this guy. But unfortunately, they've made it to the storyline where he can't do that. And they're still gonna, hit him with that Super Cena, but he's going to show a little bit more anger, and he's not going to be that hero, that good guy anymore, because that's what Bray Wyatt's brought him to, and that's how he's affected him and made him have to change his style and his mentality. And I think I like this side of Cena. I think it's a good Cena side. Obviously the only thing left would be to turn him heel, but fortunately I don't think, as much as people say that's going to happen one day, it's most likely never going to happen. So, all right. So now we finally are at the final match, the main event, Shield Evolution. No holds barred, elimination tag match. Honestly, this probably didn't even need to be in the way they went about the match. It really wasn't even an elimination match. Like, honest, the way basically they let the match develop. The match, because this match went on for a good 20 minutes. Nobody even got eliminated. Then all of a sudden, as you can tell, you're looking at the clock and you're seeing it's almost 11 Eastern time, and you realize you're like, well, if one guy gets eliminated, that's it. It's basically it. So it wasn't even really an elimination match. The fact that it was 3-0 did surprise me. I had a very strong feeling that the Shield was gonna win this match, especially with the whole thing with Batista. Most likely leaving after tonight, we're probably gonna see some kind of thing go down with Batista that's gonna ride him off because he's gonna go promote his movie that he's in, because he's not scheduled after tonight's Raw, so we're gonna probably see that. So it wouldn't have made sense for the Evolution to win last night. Even with the whole thing with the pay-per-view being Payback, so yeah, I wasn't expecting each to win, but I also wasn't expecting him to hit him with that 3-0 sweep. I was expecting, a lot of people were expecting the Roman Reigns, another against the odds kind of thing, kind of like what he did at Survivor Series last year. For those of you who saw that, when he basically, I think it was like 1v4 that he came back and won. But yeah, I definitely wasn't seeing the 3-0 sweep coming, but I did expect the Shield to win. But oh my God, boy, did they but they sold it though. I'm not gonna lie, they definitely sold it. With the Shield were just getting beat down over and over, and then Roman Reigns getting, man, I thought they were gonna crucify this man. This man is sitting there getting beat down, making him, God, the Passion of Reigns, man. That's what I'm calling. Like, they made that man look like they were beating him like he was Jesus. They were just sitting there holding him down, just beating him. That man's back. They ripped his his vest off, ripped his shirt, everything, and they just said, "Screw this man. We're gonna beat this man to death." I thought that was a great sell. And then you had Rollins jumping off of the Jumbotron. Kind of similar to what he did at Extreme Rules when he jumped off the second flight, or like the second level, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. But he totally took it to another level. And jumps off the Jumbotron this time, taking everybody out. And then pretty much from that point, it was all Shield. But basically, pretty much the whole match, it was all Evolution. And then at the very end, it was just the Shield taking over. Rollins, they take out Blue Tista, as everybody was going ham on Twitter about last night. He gets knocked out first. And then right after that, Orton gone. And then pretty much right after that, they gave Triple H some hope there, I guess. I mean, 1v3, not really. They give him the hammer. I thought they were going to do a little bit more with that, with the sledge, but they really didn't, and I kind of just ended the match like that right there. So, yeah, they pretty much went down 1-2-3 just like that, and there really wasn't too much to it. But I think, I'm pretty sure that was the match of the night, even though it was like a 3-0 sweep, and it wasn't as intense and dramatic as we thought it would be, but nonetheless, they sold it really well with the Shield getting beat down and then being able to overcome and come back and take out Evolution. So I mean, I think that really in itself made it a great match. But it's very clear that we're going to see a Reigns and Triple H feud probably by SummerSlam, most likely, which is usually, it looks like the word is right now going around. But it's definitely going to take some development into that feud because obviously Reigns does need a little work as a singles guy. His mic work needs some work. He needs some work when it comes to like mic skills, and his in-ring as a singles man, not up there yet, but it's very close. You could tell you could tell this is somebody that they're holding very close, and they're expecting big things from, and they're going to definitely utilize him because he's an athletic freak. This man used to play football in college and things like that, and he's part of the famous Rock Samoan family. Along with like the Usos and Rikishi and Umaga and all those people. Honestly, I think if you're Samoan, you're all related in some friggin' way or another. But anyway, so they're obviously expecting big things from him, and he's definitely going to be a very important part in the future, which is probably going to lead to a Shield breakup eventually. But I think they're going to keep them close knit for now, and they're going to keep them together just until they can tell that Reigns, as soon as Reigns is ready for that push and he's ready and he's good to go and he's got everything down pat, he's mastered everything, then you expect the Shield to break up. But for now, they're probably going to keep them together, and Evolution's probably going to be the one to break up. And it could even be tonight for all we know. With Batista, they're probably, because they're going to write off Batista. We don't know how they're going to do it yet, but who knows. But we're going to find out tonight soon enough. So basically, overall, I'd say if I had to give this pay-per-view a rating, I don't want to give it too high, but I mean, I'd say probably somewhere like around a 7.2-ish maybe. Because there was a lot of good to it, but at the same time, there were a lot of things that really didn't fly so well with a lot of the WWE universe. It didn't really make too much sense. But I mean, there were there was good quality matches. But unfortunately, because the World Heavyweight title wasn't on the line. And I probably should get into that real quick, actually, about Daniel Bryan not giving up the titles and Brie Bella quitting. That was nice, that was good. And then the whole thing of her slapping the shit out of Stephanie, that was great. And then Stephanie kind of just running off crying, that was great. I'm really intrigued to see how that's going to develop into tonight's episode of Raw, because it's probably going to be a very big part of the episode tonight. So we'll find out about that. But that was pretty intense. They're obviously going to bring Brie Bella back some way or another. They're probably going to have Daniel Bryan in some match against somebody where if he wins, she is rehired. I heard there's rumors that she's pregnant. So she's probably going to be gone for a while. That's why they did this whole thing, so she could pretty much get out cleanly. But anyway, back to what I was saying. All in all, I'd have to say that's 7.7, 7.2-ish. No higher than that would be a good rating for this pay-per-view, because there was good and there was bad. It was just a typical average WWE pay-per-view. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this review. I don't think I have anything left I need to say upon. All in all, it was pretty good. So I'll have the WWE Raw review for tonight up tomorrow, most likely. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and comment down below and let me know here. I want to hear what some of you guys have to say about this pay-per-view. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day, and then peace out.